I'm Richard Cameron, author of Famous People Who Drop Dead. After 27 years of photographing weddings and rotten kids' bar mitzvahs, I decided I had enough. I didn't take to digital. I don't know what digital is. I don't even own a digital camera, let alone an iPod. I started compiling obituaries of people who dropped dead because I thought it would be an interesting subject to write about. Nobody's written a book about it, so I said, what the heck, I'm going to do it. Let me tell you about a few famous people who dropped dead. The legendary entertainer, singer, Al Jolson dropped dead in his hotel suite while playing cards. His last words were, "Boys, I'm going." Remember Fred Mertz on I Love Lucy? William Frawley dropped dead lighting a cigar outside a hotel he used to live in. We're in Moravia Cemetery in Staten Island. A relative of a notable person who's buried here, Paul Castellano's brother-in-law, Carlo Gambino, dropped dead on his kitchen floor. The legendary mafia boss was watching the Yankees, got up to make some spaghetti, and dropped dead. Now, Big Paul only dropped dead after the bullets were pumped into him when he got out of his car. William Colby, director of the Central Intelligence Agency, dropped dead while writing his memoirs. He went out on a lake just like this in his boat at his summer home in Maryland, fell out of the boat, face first into the lake, just dropped dead of a heart attack or a stroke. The CIA might want you to believe he had a heart attack or a stroke, but the agency doesn't like people who write their memoirs. Colby's counterpart at the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover, dropped dead in his home upon awakening. He got out of bed and dropped dead onto the floor. He was wearing pajamas. He was not in a dress. Oh yes, there's one other person I want to tell you about who dropped dead. The man who was responsible for appointing J. Edgar Hoover FBI Director for Life. Former President of the United States, Lyndon Baines Johnson. He dropped dead on his bedroom floor. For those of you who are a fan of the HBO series The Sopranos, remember the character actor, Sam Nastasa? He was a caretaker of a social club in Brooklyn. The man was 75 years old. He was in a movie with Steven Seagal. He dropped dead after being handcuffed by the NYPD. Can you hear those bells? The bells are tolling for the people in this book. Notable people, celebrities, actors, rock stars, sports figures, musicians, writers, architects. You'll be the most fascinating person at a cocktail party if you rattle off the names of the notable people who dropped dead and the circumstances. These are not people who passed away, they just literally dropped dead. Talk show host, New York legend Joe Franklin, who's still very much alive, said he loved this book. He said it was very funny. What makes this book interesting, it is about people who dropped dead, not people who passed away nor died in their bed, just people who literally dropped the hell dead wherever they were standing. Dropping dead is a democratic process. The rich and poor, young and old, drop dead alike, including those who deserved to and those who did not. To be honest, I only pray twice a year when I buy a ticket for Temple, but I hope my book is well received. So, buy my book, read it, enjoy it. I thank you.